Aspettiamo stasera tra 20 a 30 centimetri di neve. Eh, aspettiamo pure sabato un altri 15 centimetri. Stiamo aspettando la neve. Oggi è il calmo prima che arriva tutto. Sto andando al lavoro. Al momento qui a Toronto, che temperatura fa? Vediamo. Penso che forse 5 o 6 sotto zero. 5 sotto zero fa vedere la macchina. Un po' freschino, c'è un piccolo vento. No, non me lo fa fare. Non ci sono molte macchine sulla strada, un po' calmo le strade. Vediamo come fa l'autostrada. Vediamo. Al momento la macchina fa vedere 6 sotto 0 qui in Toronto. Aspettiamo una bufera di neve stasera e stanotte. Da 20 a 30 centimetri. Vediamo. Forse domani la città è mezza chiusa. Scopriamo che succede domani. Eh, oh. Ora si sta riscaldando la macchina che voi forse non lo sapete che non fa freddo abbastanza, ma le macchine il riscaldino nemmeno si accende quanto fa molto molto freddo. Prima aspetta che si riscalda un po' prima che comincia a lavorare, che se comincia a soffiare l'aria solo diventa più freddo. Sono programmati che non si accendono fino a che la macchina, il motore si riscalda un pochettino. Ancora sta un po' freddo dentro la macchina. Ora 7 sotto 0 fa vedere la macchina. Io lascio la macchina dentro sottoterra, I guess il termometro si sta svegliando alla temperatura giusta. Oh, ai, 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 ai. Spero che tutti state bene. Siamo qui in Toronto, Canada. Siamo qui in Canada e siamo arrabbiati qui con il presidente degli Stati Uniti. È vero, tanta gente è pronta per andare in guerra con loro e io non sto a dire questo per dirlo, proprio c'è una rabbia. Il Canada era molto, negli ultimi 3-4 anni, è diventato molto diviso. E Trump ha aiutato a creare l'unità tramite i canadesi. Siamo insieme ora, che è una cosa buona, che non mi piaceva come andavano le cose. tramite i miei fratelli canadesi. So, siamo uniti ora, eh, siamo pronti per quello ladro, presidente ladro. Quello è il nome giusto per lui. E se voi lo sopportate, va bene, io che vi devo dire, ma allo stesso tempo, quando una nazione ti dice che se vogliono prendere la tua sovranità, eh, la gente si devono mettere insieme per battere contro qualcosa di questo genere. Io penso se Trump dicesse lui voleva Italia. Yep, welcome to Toronto traffic. uh, I'd take transit, but it would take me 2 hours to get to my job. So it's not really a viable option. I probably shouldn't have gone under the rules. Oh no, I have a green arrow, so I'm safe here. And now it's yellow. Looks like the 401 is backed up because this lane will take you directly to the 401. Yeah, they have a green light, but no one's moving. There's a bus in the way. I could see it. He stopped. Okay, that's why there was a bus picking people up. Welcome to Toronto traffic. All right. Just curious, who's watching? Are you? My channel's normally in Italian. Are you all English speaking? I'll speak English if you are. If not, I'll speak both Italian and English. Just let me know. Obviously, Jerry Grenadier is likely English speaking. Just an assumption. All right, I'll keep it to English because I don't see my regular Italian viewers. Yeah, so we're at if you're a Toronto native or you know the city, I'm in the Yonge and Sheppard area right now. I'm just south of Sheppard, about a block at the moment, 2 blocks. Just trying to get to the highway. But I'm sure once I get on the highway, I'll wish I can get off. It's normally brutal. The 401, if you know, is the busiest highway in North America. Oh, and Doug Ford wants to build a tunnel under it. It's going to cost like $150 billion. Truthfully, I don't want the tunnel. I'll tell you why. Look at this backup over here. If you put a tunnel with more lanes under this highway, how do you think this road's going to be? Do you think it'll be accessible? Like, it's going to be backed up to Finch. Because everyone's trying to get on the second highway, which is located in the same spot as the old highway. You can't bring all the traffic to one area. Yeah, go ahead, buddy. Like, I'm not saying we don't need more infrastructure. Absolutely. Like, traffic stinks. But you can't do something which is going to make the area even busier and harder to traffic and harder to commute through. That's where my issue lies. So this is the 401 West, just getting on here. So it's not that I'm opposed to more roads. Of course, give them to me, please. I don't like taking an hour to get to work when I'm only driving 15 kilometers. But it's not going to help in the neighborhood. Maybe once I'm on the highway, I'll be cruising. But if it takes me 30 minutes to get to the highway on a 1.5 kilometer drive, that's a problem. So maybe I'm wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I don't know. It's just an opinion, but I think it's, I don't know. I think it's going to cause more problems than help. But time will tell. We'll see what happens. Are you guys all from the Toronto area, Canada? Where are you all from? Well, as you guys are maybe answering, are we all excited about the Four Nations face-off of the National Hockey League? Personally, it's kind of a silly tournament. So many great players. Like, how's Draisaitl not in the tournament? He plays for Team Germany, which is fine, but that's a player I'd like to see in this type of event. So, I don't know. It's kind of, I like the idea, but I don't like the end result. I don't like the way we process this idea or concept. So, anyways, so we're here. We're crossing Avenue Road. Traffic's not bad for a rush hour. We're currently cruising at about 50 kilometers an hour. Expecting a snowstorm. It should start around 4. For all of you who are in the GTA, it should be starting around 4. And it's going to come in fast and heavy from what I'm reading. So just be prepared. If your boss is nice enough to let you out an hour early, I would take advantage. As it's going to be a terrible drive home tonight. That's a guarantee. I got my snow tires, so I should be ready to go. But I do drive rear-wheel drive, which, how do I put it nicely? It's not made for snow. It's fun in the snow, but I don't really want to drive it in the snow. The back, you lose the back end too easily, which can be fun in a safe environment, but not on the 401. Losing your back end on the 401 sounds like a, I don't know, a suicide mission. Well, that's an exaggeration, but I do have a hard time with this vehicle. But in the dry, nothing beats rear-wheel drive. And some of you might say, well, you live in Canada. Why would you? Well, it doesn't snow here that often in Toronto. We'll get like one good snowfall a year, maybe two. And some years we just get little like 1-2 centimeter type things throughout. So the car's fine. Like if I lived in Alberta or something, honestly, this would probably be a bad choice. Even Buffalo, actually. But here in Toronto, honestly, who knows? Weather can change. But since the year 2000, basically, it's kind of, the snow has chilled out in this city. Like I recall as a kid, growing up in the 80s, it basically, end of November, beginning of December, it would snow, and you wouldn't see, like right now we can see all the brown grass and whatever on the right side. You would not see that in the winter when I was a kid. When I was a kid in the winter, that would just be pure snow, a blanket of it. Traffic's really light today. I'm doing slightly above the speed limit. I had to speed up. I'm talking and I'm watching, but I wasn't really thinking. And way too big of a gap. Mind you, I had no one behind me, so I did not impede anyone, but still. So yeah, we're cruising. I don't know if Normally, if there is a Jewish holiday, traffic is pretty light in the city. I don't know if there is one today. This is, if this was Toronto traffic, it's brilliant. I can live with this, but this is not normal. Any sports fans, fans of music maybe. Normally this channel covers, my background is Italian, and I'm just trying to learn a little bit about my heritage and what kind of music people in Italy are listening to over the years. And I thought Italian music was all pop music based on what my mother listens to. She still listens to Italian music, but I discovered they have an entire rap scene, a rock scene, a metal scene, and it's pretty solid. It's just, we don't hear it here, I guess, because most of the audience of Italian content is older in Toronto. They tend to be in their 70s and 80s, and I don't think they're listening to metal. So that's part of the reason it doesn't make it here, which makes sense. And someone to check out, he's very lyrically strong. His name is Caparezza. He's an Italian rapper, and he's kind of brilliant, to be honest. He is actually one of my favorite rappers, period, English or Italian. So that's what this channel's really about. I occasionally do hockey card breaks because I have hockey card. I've been buying some cards recently. I'm actually done with that. It'll never happen for a long time. I got my Connor Bedard rookie, so I'm good. All right, this is normal Toronto traffic. We're approaching a standstill, but fortunately I'm pretty near my work location. We're just passing the 400 highway. The 400 highway takes you towards Barrie, for those of you who don't know. But if you don't know, you probably don't even know Barrie. So Barrie is north of Toronto. It's near cottage country. Well, when I was young, many people considered that part of cottage countries. I remember as a kid, Barrie was not very developed. It was just a really small town, basically, but it may become a reasonably sized city over the next decade or so, as they are doing a lot of building there, and they're building upwards, which means they're trying to create more density, so we'll see. So we're approaching the 409. I do exit off there and get off at Kipling. If anyone Italian comes on, let me know and I'll talk to you too, don't worry. It's just I think I have English viewers right now. Se siete italiani, fammelo sapere, parlerò in italiano. Al momento sto parlando in inglese, che penso che tutti che stanno guardando sono inglese. Anyways, back to English. I'm born in Canada. I just became fluent through my parents. Like, I never took courses or anything. It's just to my mother. My dad I speak to in English, but to my mother I always speak to in Italian. She prefers speaking in Italian. Like, she speaks English as well, but that's her mother tongue, you know. She spoke it her whole life, so it's her preference, and I prefer to speak to her in Italian as well, as it's a way to practice dialogue with people. So just have a conversation. So that's why I roll like that. So I get off here at Kipling. This is this ramp takes us onto, we're on the 409 now, basically. This takes us to the Toronto Pearson Airport, but I'm not going to Toronto Pearson. Although it might be nice to go somewhere warm. you need a tow, don't forget to call 511. That's a newer thing that's been created over the last couple of years. So we're approaching Kipling. This highway takes you directly into the airport. But we're not going to the airport. The airport's 6 kilometers from here. And that would be Pearson International, not Buttonville. We're at the main airport. Or not Buttonville, Island Airport. Buttonville, they shut down Buttonville, didn't they? I think they did. We're in the middle of an election, as you guys may know, a provincial one. This is actually Doug Ford's riding, Etobicoke North. He has been slipping in the polls, but it does look like he will win in a majority. Oh, and don't ask for my political opinions. I won't share them. I'm just stating fact. This is Doug Ford's riding. It looks like he's going to win the election, but we still got 2 weeks. So anything's possible. But yeah, he's going to win his riding handily. He always does. He's actually very popular in the community. People like him a lot here because they like his brother, Rob Ford. You guys might remember him. Like if you're a Toronto person, of course you know him. Even a Canadian person. But Rob Ford was the former mayor of Toronto. He was city councillor. He had some demons, unfortunately, and it kind of ruined him. And we lost him to cancer. It's a while back now, but he was very loved in this community, especially. I think part of the reason he was popular is he just kind of was the kind of guy who was comfortable touching skin. And when I say that, I mean just being around the community, letting people know who he was, helping people out. Like, he was actually a very effective, even if you don't like him, I do believe he was an effective counselor. I do believe a counselor's job is to assist people in the community, and he was very hands-on on that front. As for mayor, you can't be like that as mayor. There's way too many people in this city. You could never get your job done if that's the way you were operating. He did try a little bit to operate that way as mayor, but I think he figured out you can't really do it. He did it a little bit, but you know. But yeah, rest in peace, Rob. I was gonna let him in, but he didn't move, so the light turned green and it's a little late. So I'm not stopping in a live lane. I gave you an opportunity. I even high beamed him. So if you didn't get the message on time, that's a them problem, not a me problem. So we're approaching my school. Giant Tiger, proudly Canadian. I don't see anyone else's sign. I'll be honest, if I was in this riding, I would not invest in it. Like, you're gonna put someone out there to run against Doug, obviously, but how much money would you waste to, like, I'm telling you right now, he's gonna get over 50% of the vote in this community. He's very loved, he's very liked. So, an investment in that would be a bad idea, in my opinion, like on this riding, because this is a guaranteed loss for the other parties. Oh, and same with Leche's riding. That's another tough riding. It's a no-win, unfortunately. I know the candidate running against him, She's actually great. She'd be very effective in government, but she's not gonna. I don't think she'll win a seat in that community. She'd have to run somewhere else, and it wouldn't be a bad thing because I think she's good at her job. I've worked with her. That's why, not politically, through other jobs, and she's good. But that's not good enough. As I said, leche is pretty popular, so she's got no chance. Which is why I'm saying I wish she'd run in another riding. She's a waste of a resource to put her in that riding in a no-win situation like that. Just my opinion. Anyways, we've arrived. I'm gonna shut her down. Wishing you guys all the best, peace and love. And if you are in the snowstorm today, try to get out of work an hour early if you can to avoid the nightmare that's coming. Anyways, have a good one, folks. Peace and love.